Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring a message I felt really strongly guided to bring. And what I'm hearing right now, and it's taken me a few minutes to try to get this, but we need to focus on joy, okay, and bringing joy to our world and bringing the light to our lives. This message has been really hard for me because today, this kind of message was inspired by a dear friend who is no longer with us. And today I was perusing Facebook, right, and I got the happy birthday too. Well, happy birthday, Jess. I think that while watching from a different plane completely, this person's on the plane that he was always supposed to be on. He always was. He's big and bold and loud and beautiful and fun. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So, while I'm struggling right now with my emotions, it's been a few years since he left this earth as well. And every year, I think about it because I haven't seen him in a really long time. We were in Korea together, so years and years and years, and I've come back to Canada. I've had family, and he went off and he did his things, and he explored the world, and he spread love everywhere he went. So the loss to this world, I don't know that he'll ever be able to see just how loved he was. So, oh, wow. Okay, so, in moving on from that, as much as possible, but he'll definitely be on my mind today. There will be a lot of moments, and I promise I will make sure that I dance with joy. Because that is what he brought to so many of our lives that knew him. So, I'm just going to take a moment. Sorry guys, again, and I feel really called. I have to share this message. But it's trying to get it out, trying to get the message through. So I'm going to take a moment. We'll ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, and any of your spirit guides or mine that would be here for the highest good. I ask them to guide us for the entire collective. I ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself this reading and any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages that are for the farthest reaching, but the highest good of us all. So, I'm going to bring a message here from the Divine Rebel or Sacred Rebels Oracle because I feel like this is really important. The other day, I was really called to share a message, and it ended up being like kind of suicide prevention, and my dear friend Jess left this world by the way. And I think that this is probably part of why it came up because, we're a couple days later, and it's just his birthday. So, let's see. That man was a divine rebel and a beautiful soul. And thank you. Something says today, that his spirit had something to tell us. Softly, softly, a tender touch. I'm going to take a little read from the book, okay? Number 20. And I imagine that this is just as much for me. But we have Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. That's the one that I came in after. I think that this is where, especially grief, right? And it's hard because we go through so many stages, right? Being soft with yourself, being soft with the others in your life as well. But knowing that we can tell ourselves whatever we need to do to get through, but at the core, I heard at the pain or at the core of things, your heart's still beating, so really pay attention to that. I feel like today is definitely the day that I will have to honor him, right? I will not honor him, honor me, and honor my memories. I'm hearing only the good die young. Okay, so The feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now. When we are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things, but don't necessarily have a proportionally greater supply of energy at our disposal, it is time to work smarter rather than harder. This is the way of divine feminine wisdom. However, cultural ignorance of the feminine that way currently prevails. We are generally taught that the more force we use, the more we try to make things happen, the more we will achieve. The feminine way is not about force, nor is it about driving, striving, pushing, or grabbing at we can in order to create. It is about inviting what we wish for to come into the space we have provided for it, internally and in our lives. This method cultivates energy, causes less stress, and attracts what is desired. It is manifestation by invitation rather than will or force. So there's a little bit more they want me to tell you. So there's an old story that the sun and the wind were debating about who was more powerful. After boasting about their prowess, they made a wager. So basically, they both say they think they can take the person to take their coat off, right? And so the wind's like, I will get him to take his coat off, and he huffs and he puffs and he tries to blow it away, but he just holds it tighter when the sun comes out and shines it with love. He's like, oh, he doesn't need it anymore. Some things I heard about this is shedding with layers, but also being a vessel and receiving. So they're giving me a lot of about this too, and my battery might die on my phone, so I'm hoping not, but what they're giving me on this is that, and the tears too, that it is important and okay for sure, but definitely important. With the tears, this is your emotional body, and especially if it's in grief, okay? Because again, today I want to celebrate him. I want to celebrate his life and celebrate the existence that he had and the imprint and the impact he had on me and everyone I know that knew him. So that's going to require tears though, because I'm still in grief, even though I think it's because it's a shock, right? Every time just to remember, and then you move through, and then, you remember the person you lost, just like you would remember your friends on their birthday, and you may not have talked to this person in a really long time, but seeing that it was their birthday, you send them that message, and if even for a few minutes you reconnect. I think that it's feeling what you need to feel, because our hearts, my birds are going crazy, but our hearts are the way to manifestation, and spirit saying, you know what, you're creating space for new and wonderful things to come in. I just want to share also that I don't particularly want to share this vulnerable me, okay? That's something saying that I need to. So even if this message was just for me, thank you if you made it through this far for sticking it out. But softly, the tender touch, you are bringing things into you right now. Keep doing what you need to do, and they're giving me about healing too. Also some signs of healing. You've got 20, so at 2, softly. Twice. It's soft. It's not something that we're pushing through by force. We're allowing it to come in. What comes to us is what is meant to come to us is going to come into my divine timing. So you have the 7 of Cups here. And I think that this is a real choice, right? There's a lot of options. There's a lot of choices. And in terms of this, we have the 3 of Swords as well. I think that there's been a lot of choices in our world that have caused us heartbreak, and I think that it's time right now to